You're expecting an immersive cyborg samurai anime action adventure with boss battles that are amplified to the heavens by the amazing soundtrack, then you're absolutely in the right place. Greetings everyone, my name is Rejnols and today I will be reviewing Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Being an action hack and slash game, combat is the main reason you play. Luckily, the game makes you feel extraordinarily cool from the very beginning, with opportunities to get new weapons and attack patterns later on.
I'll take your entire stock!
One of the main marketing points for this game was the ability to precisely control the swinging of your sword. Okay, so I gotta cut the right arm off, left arm so, okay, oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, well, I gotta go for an overhead here, and I cut his entire body. Okay, so it's not perfect, but the game came out in 2013, so you gotta give them leeway here. While it may not be perfect, it is however undeniably awesome to fight an annoying ass enemy and then get to just smash your controller and watch it being cut into a million pieces. While in this blade mode, you can do a move called a to rip the enemy's Genshin Impact hentai hard drive out of their body and use it to heal yourself. You can use blade mode to insta-kill most basic enemies, but on larger foes you need to weaken them first. This is done with your light and heavy attack, which is pretty straightforward, just spamming the assigned button. I myself am personally a big fan of the fuck you I can use a sword with my feet technique. After defeating each major boss, you'll get the option to change the weapon you use for heavy attacks. There's even a weapon that uses all the hands that have been cut off in the Star Wars franchise glued together to slap the ever-living shit out of your enemies. You can also use grenades, rocket launchers and other miscellaneous weapons, but honestly if you use any of those I think you should just go and play Fortnite or Call of Duty or whatever. Because why in the fuck would you ever use a rocket launcher when you have a glowing electric sword with the ability to cut through metal? The most important ability in this game is parrying. Without this you'll be turned into scrap metal by any foe larger than your average cow. To parry it's quite simple really, you just hit the forward button and press your light attack button at the same time. As I said, it's very simple and honestly kinda makes the game a bit of a cakewalk after you learn how to do it. While this is a video game you play,
Oh shit, Sherlock. Fuck.
it is also a game you immerse yourself into. Is the boss battles the greatest feat of mechanics and gameplay ever seen? No. However, they are cool as fuck, and it's much more about enjoying the atmosphere than it is about the challenge. But there is one part of the gameplay I have to say is absolutely horrendous, and that is the stealth sections. I am fairly certain this was added into the game purely because stealth is a major mechanic in Metal Gear Solid games, and they either needed to really flesh them out or just completely remove them from the game.
Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. The wrong is controlled by something greater. Memes.
The story of Metal Gear Rising is a simplistic tale of good versus evil while asking the moral questions of whether or not it's okay to cut a man into 30 pieces in the name of justice. In Metal Cock Rise, you play as Raiden, a cyborg who works for a private military company, helping bring peace and prosperity to all that need it.
We prefer private security providers, sir.
The game starts off with the Prime Minister of all of Africa being kidnapped by Patrick Stewart on steroids. You chase after him in a very intense scene where he stops every 20 meters to make sure you've learned the controls. After finally catching up to him, he executes the Prime Minister, and honestly I'm not sure why he waited that long to do that. Could he not just do that like right at the beginning? We then fight Jetstream Sam, but unfortunately we were not informed that he was a Yasuo main in League of Legends. Hasagi! Wait, when did Riot give him a gun? Having lost his silver promotion series, Raiden returns to the Cyborg laboratory and gets a slew of new upgrades, including the latest fashionable high heels for men. With his new body, he goes scrounging around the world, fighting various members of Desperado to clue together why the fuck everyone is talking about memes. Now remember, this is a Metal Gear game, which means there are a lot of cutscenes, and they range from pretty cool to downright cringe.
Oh, Hikari-chan, so kawaii.
However, with mediocre cutscenes come great potential for making funny videos. Doctor! Turn off my weep inhibitors.
What? This is madness.
Do it!
All right.
Is Metal Gear Rising a good game despite its story being fairly dumb and straightforward with lots of meme potential? Well, yes, because who cares if this is just good guys versus bad guys with the main protagonist having a tragic backstory about being a murderous child soldier when you get to hack, cut, slash, and feel like a total badass.
Like the good old days after 9/11.
Recently, I've started to appreciate sound design in games a lot, but especially the music. Remember what I said at the very beginning about the boss battles being more about having an epic moment rather than a mechanically challenging fight? The soundtrack of this game is what sells those moments. Each boss in the game has its own song, and this shit deserves to be listened to outside of the game as well. I can't even begin to describe what genre we're in here. It's kind of like Kojima locked up some virtual artists in a room, and when the artist asked what kind of instruments he wanted him to use, Kojima just said yes. Because the soundtrack ranges from slow, almost melancholy pop to cocaine-fueled insanity rock. And I absolutely fucking love it. It's great, awesome, amazing, and any other words that can be used to describe it. And if you're not willing to drop the 10 euros for the game, at least do yourself the favor of finding the soundtrack on Spotify or Apple Music and giving it a listen. Because while gameplay might make the game, the music sets the atmosphere, and I think Metal Gear Rising's music deserves to be up there with the likes of Doom 2016, Destiny, and many other games with amazing soundtracks that perfectly blend into the gameplay. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance has shallow but unique and fun combat, exciting boss battles, unlimited meme potential, and an absolute banger of a soundtrack. I wouldn't buy this game at full price, but for 5 or 10 euros it's an entertaining adventure. Thank you for watching this review. You can help support the channel simply by interacting with the video. So go ahead and leave a comment below with your favorite Metal Gear Rising meme and show the video to a friend. Thank you to my Patreons, Mr. Oz and Meme King, for paying me a small wage to make memes. Take care everyone, and I will see you in the next video.
Now, who's ready for a hand job?